What is new journalism? We're here tonight at the LSE's box in London to ask that question. What do you think the future of journalism is?
I think it's very bright and very interesting. Some of the topics covered here were the mechanics of disseminating information amongst people that are largely news producers themselves. So I think everyone's waiting to see how that corresponds with traditional media forms.
Well, I think we are in an age of experimentation, and I know a lot of people are really worried about the decline of traditional news values. But I think we're in a period of transition and lots of different things are being tried, and we've got much more choice as consumers than we ever had, and I'm not sure we're very clear about how it's going to end up.
The bets are off. I think we're living through a period where the technologies we have available to us just in our ordinary lives here in the West, obviously different rules apply elsewhere, but in the privileged Western world, the technologies we have available to us are transforming the potential, the possibilities for gathering, processing and distributing information of all sorts, data of all sorts. Journalism is part of that, and so the practice of journalism is being changed. The things you can do as a working reporter are being changed, but more crucially, the ways individuals find out about the world are shifting, and so the business structures that can be built around paying people to go out and find things out, to write down what they see, to tell other people about it, all of those are up for grabs.
I think it's a very exciting time for journalism because of all the new technologies and the experimentation going on. But I think we have to sort of embrace a brave new world at the moment by making sure we don't forget what the role of the journalist is. And that is to report the truth as he or she finds it. And that's a very valuable contribution to our culture to have people that are trying to do that. So all the rest of us can judge what the difference is between, say, what is truthful and important to think about and what might be ignorant or prejudiced or untruthful. So I think as long as we ensure we know what the role of the journalist is, it's a very exciting time for journalism and the internet.
I think probably entertainment is one big thing. I think a lot of the time you're actually competing with the latest Wii game or whatever else, and it's not so much challenging other news outlets, it's getting people to be interested in news in the first place. And that's obviously a really challenging thing to do, and a lot of what goes on in the world that's important isn't necessarily interesting.
Practices have gotten refined. There's been, changes in the way that people go about doing their work. There's a lot more emphasis, increasingly, and sort of it's increased over time on getting information from the users as you do your design work. So whether that's testing to make sure it's usable, or actually doing some upfront investigation in the environment where the people are using our products and services. So those are some of the changes that have happened.
Particularly, I think it does depend on what kind of things people want from the media, and those needs are not always explicit. My sense is people will want to find ways that they can find the kind of news and information and so on which is of interest and politically relevant to them more easily, and we've talked about the proliferation of access to journalism and so on. I think there'll be key issues around how news and journalism fit into the context in which we want to find and use them, the ways in which we want to share them with people, the way we want to debate them, and I think those are interesting design questions. I think they're interesting technology questions, so I think the technology in some ways is running ahead of what the forms in which we use it. So I think actually we need to catch up with the way in which we present things.
The event run by POLIS has discussed the future of journalism. I'm Danielle Robinson and this is Newspaper.